Karcher or Ava, who make the better value pressure washers?
Karcher dominate the pressure washer market. But do they make the best value pressure washers? Like every major brand, Karcher have their detractors. But personally, I'm not one of them. I've had a Karcher K4 for 4 years and I've been very happy with it. One relative newcomer to the pressure washer market in the UK is Ava of Norway. Ava have quickly gained an excellent reputation for producing well-designed pressure washers that are backed up by extremely long warranties. So when Ava offered to supply me with one of their machines for review, rather than asking them to send me their most powerful model, I asked Ava to supply the model which was most comparable to my Karcher K4. I wanted to do a direct comparison, Karcher against Ava. So today we're going to match the two against each other, head to head. In the yellow corner we've got the Karcher, in the green corner we've got the Ava. The machines we're going to pit against each other are the Kärcher K4 Power Control and the Ava Easy P50. If we look at the specs of the Karcher K4, it's got an 1800 watt motor. It operates at a maximum of 130 bar pressure and it has a flow rate of up to 420 litres an hour. If we then look at the equivalent specification for the Ava Easy P50, we find they're exactly the same. So this truly is a like-for-like comparison. So which is the better pressure washer, the Ava or the Karcher? The first difference you notice is when you take them out of the box. The Ava is virtually ready to go. You just need to clip the handle onto the hose reel. It's in two parts and they both push into place. And then the water inlet connector with its built-in filter screws into the water inlet port in the back of the machine. And that's it, you're ready to connect up the power and the water. The Karcher, on the other hand, comes only partly assembled. So you'll have the joys of finding out what goes where and how it all fits together. And unless they've improved it recently, don't expect much help from the manual. None of it's particularly difficult though. And anyone with a bit of common sense should be able to work out how it all fits together. It's just a bit frustrating that you have to spend time doing this, especially if you want or need to use a pressure washer straight away. Once they're assembled, there's not much difference in terms of size. The Ava's a bit bigger at the base, so it should be more stable, especially with the hose leading out from the front. But then again, in the 4 years I've had the Karcher K4, I've not found stability to be a major issue. One area where there's an obvious difference between the two machines is the hose. The Ava has a hose reel, whereas the Karcher hose has to be coiled up and hung on the back of the machine. The original hose, which came with my K4, was an absolute nightmare. It was stiff, springy, it kinked, it tangled up, and it was virtually impossible to put away neatly. I eventually got fed up with trying to wrestle with it, and like a lot of people, I eventually replaced it with a braided rubber hose. It's an easy enough job. This video shows how to do it. I believe Karcher have finally upped the game though, and they're now shipping the K4 as the K4 Flex, with a flexible rubber hose very similar to the one that you'll find on the Ava. Working with the Ava hose is a much more pleasant experience. It's much softer, it doesn't get tangled up as much. The hose runs off the reel smoothly and it doesn't have to be uncoiled or straightened out. And tidying away is simply a case of reeling it back in. It makes life a lot easier. Another big advantage of the Ava hose is its length. Even with the new Flex hose, Karcher supply an 8 metre hose with the K4. Ava, on the other hand, supply a 12 metre hose with all three models in the Ava Easy range. That's the P40, the P50 and the P57. Having a longer hose means you can clean a much larger area without having to move the pressure washer. This is a real bonus when cleaning driveways, patios or cars, as the 12 metre hose will go completely round most cars. This clip shows how you could easily clean all the way around an Audi A4 in a single circuit. In contrast, the 8 metre hose on the Karcher K4 only went this far round. So the hose is a big advantage of the Ava. You can buy longer, better hoses for the Karcher, but it's extra expense. This 10 metre braided rubber hose cost me about £35 3 years ago. In terms of weight, the Karcher feels slightly heavier than the Ava, but even an old man like me can pick both up easily. The weight difference could be partly due to the motor. The Ava Easy has a universal motor, and this type of motor is generally lighter than the water-cooled induction motor found in the K4. Induction motors are generally regarded as being better for extended use applications. Conversely, the Karcher has a fibre-reinforced plastic pump compared to the all-metal pump that you find in the Ava. Ava have a policy of selling spare parts at cost, and their machines are designed to be easily repairable. So if anything does go wrong, the current price for replacing the pump and motor on a P50 is only £36.
The Ava pressure washer also has a longer warranty.
The Karcher K4 has a standard 5-year warranty, though you get an extra year if you buy directly from Karcher. The Ava Easy has a 10-year warranty if you carry out a DIY service after 5 years. It's designed to be a simple DIY job, and the service kit costs £15. Both machines have 2 wheels to help you move them around, and both have stowaway handles. The Karcher handle pulls up out of the back of the pressure washer. The Ava handle folds down into the back of the machine. To release it, there's a catch at the top. The handle drops slightly and then you can lever it up into position. Unlike the Karcher handle, which is just for pulling the machine around, the Ava handle is designed to hold the key accessories. So there are clips to hold the extending lance, the turbo nozzle, the vario nozzle, and the premium foam cannon. There are also 2 clips on top of the handle which are designed to hold the lance. It means you can just take the lance off the top of the machine when you need it. I think this is a great design. You've got all your key accessories on the machine and easily accessible if you need them. I think it's a great example of how small design changes can make a product much more user-friendly. Both machines have a 5-metre electrical cable. The Karcher cable is stored in a mesh net, which you'll find on the back of the machine underneath where the hose hangs. Whereas the Ava cable coils around 2 lugs, one of which you can twist so you can take off the entire cable at once. One nice feature of the Karcher K4 which the Ava machine doesn't have is the plug-in detergent dispenser. You simply plug the detergent bottle into the port, and the detergent is dispensed and mixed in the water flow. You can only use the triangular Karcher detergent bottles in this dispenser, but they are refillable, so once you've emptied the first one you can use any detergent you want. The Karcher K4 is supplied with 2 lances which attach to the handle. You get the Dirt Blaster lance, which is incredibly powerful and should only be used on brick or stonework. Then you get the VarioJet lance, which is less powerful but much more versatile. By twisting the nozzle you can adjust the intensity of the water jet, and there's a display on the handle which tells you which setting you're on. It's low for wood, medium for cars and high for harder materials. There's also a mixed setting which is automatically selected when you're using the detergent dispenser. The Ava Easy is supplied with a single lance, but that's not the whole story. In its standard length, the Ava lance is about the same length as the Karcher lances, and it comes with 2 removable nozzles, a vario nozzle and a turbo nozzle. To insert the nozzles, you simply push in and twist, and then tighten the retaining collar to hold it securely in place. The vario nozzle gives you 3 different spray fans. There's a 60-degree fan for soft materials like wood. You can then twist the nozzle to adjust, and that will give you a mixed fan that's more powerful in the centre. That's recommended for garden furniture. And then turning the nozzle fully to the left gives you the 20-degree fan. These spray fans are much flatter than you get with the VarioJet lance on the Karcher. They're similar to the spray fans you get when you're using a short trigger gun, which is what you effectively get by twisting to remove the lance from the gun. You then twist in the vario nozzle and you've got a very handy stubby gun. It's ideal for washing cars. You can buy short trigger guns for the Karcher. They're especially useful for applying and rinsing off snow foam. But again, it's extra cost. You're looking at least another £25. The Ava Easy also comes with a turbo nozzle. Like the Karcher Dirt Blaster lance, this is only to be used on hard materials like stone or brickwork. You can see it's much more powerful than the vario nozzle. One really nice feature of the Ava lance is that it extends. The lance expands by up to 33 centimetres, which is great if you need a bit of extra reach. It also makes it more comfortable to use if you're quite tall. You don't have to extend the lance the full 33 centimetres, so you can adjust it to suit your height. The gun on the Ava Easy is designed to be used with minimal force. So instead of having to squeeze the trigger tightly, you can just hold it in place with one finger. I think this is great because it means that virtually anyone can use this pressure washer, even for extended periods. To compare the performance of the two pressure washers, I'm going to start with the turbo nozzles. The Ava turbo nozzle and the Karcher dirt blaster both produce similar rotating jets. They're designed to clean hard surfaces, so this dirty concrete path should be a good test. Starting with the Ava turbo nozzle, you can see that it easily blasts away moss and dirt from this concrete. So the Ava turbo nozzle did a good job. Let's try the Karcher dirt blaster lance now. And then, out of interest, because the fittings are the same, I tried the Karcher dirt blaster on the Ava pressure washer. You'll find that most Ava and Karcher accessories are interchangeable. And then comparing the results afterwards, there didn't seem to be much difference. This is the area cleaned with the Ava, and this is the area cleaned with the Karcher. To compare the performance cleaning block paving, I used the Ava Slimline Surface Cleaner, which is supplied with the Easy P50, and I compared it to the Karcher T5 Surface Cleaner, which is included in the K4 home kit. The two surface cleaners are similar. They've both got two nozzles on an arm which rotates due to the force applied by the nozzles. The height of the Ava nozzles is fixed, but there's a dial on the top of the Karcher T5 which allows you to raise or lower the nozzles depending on the hardness of the material you're cleaning. So I set the nozzles at the lowest level to give them maximum cleaning power. As with the turbo nozzles, I cleaned two adjacent areas. First with the Ava Slimline Surface Cleaner, and then the adjacent area with the Karcher T5. I then rinsed off any surface dirt and sand using a low power spray so I could then inspect both areas. Once it dried out, this was the area cleaned using the Ava surface cleaner. That's the area that wasn't cleaned, and then this is the area using the Karcher surface cleaner. There's very little difference between the two, possibly a little bit more vegetation left in this area. I personally found the Ava surface cleaner more comfortable to use. This was because I'm quite tall, so I could extend the lance on the Ava where the Karcher is fixed. I then went on to do the rest of the patio using the Ava surface cleaner, and it did a good job. You can see here how much muck it's shifting. There should be a link popping up in the top right hand corner showing how the Karcher performed on the same patio last year. After it had dried, there were a few little patches that needed to be cleaned up using the turbo nozzle, but overall I was pretty impressed. I originally bought the Karcher home kit, and the only accessory that came with it was the T5 surface cleaner. There is a Karcher home kit which also includes a basic foam cannon and a rotating brush, but you'll probably find yourself spending a lot more money on better quality accessories, like this MJJC foam cannon. The Ava Easy Super Bundle contains loads of accessories. This is what comes in the box, and to be honest, everything in there is good quality. The premium foam cannon is an excellent piece of kit, and it's much better quality than the foam cannon supplied in the Karcher home and car kit. Ava include a 135-degree angle attachment, which is great for doing under sills and wheel arches. And you can also use it to clean gutters. Make sure you hold it two-handed though, it's got a hell of a kick on it. There's a self-priming hose for drawing water from a container. There's a microfiber mop head with a removable washable cover, which gives you a steady low pressure feed, which is great for rinsing off your car after you've shampooed it. And then my favourite accessory, the 10-metre pipe and drain cleaner. In addition to the rear facing jets, this one's also got a rotating head, which is designed to chop up any blockages in your drains. Can't wait to use this. So which is a better pressure washer? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. In my opinion, they're both very good pressure washers. I know not everyone's a fan of Karcher, but I've had my K4 for 4 years now, and I've been very pleased with it. It's had a lot of use and it's never let me down. The original hose was rubbish, but it was easy to find and fit a replacement, and the K4 has some nice features like the plug-in detergent dispenser. One downside of the Karcher is if you want quality accessories, you're going to have to buy them separately and they can be expensive. And if something does go wrong, Karchers can be expensive to fix. The Ava Easy P50 is comparable to the K4 in terms of cleaning performance. And like all Ava pressure washers, it's designed to be easily and cheaply repairable if anything does go wrong. The Easy P50 Super Bundle also comes with a full range of good quality accessories. You've got pretty much everything you're likely to need here. The flexible 12-metre hose on the Ava Easy range is a real selling point. You can work without having to move the pressure washer and then simply reel the hose in after. There are also lots of great little design features, like the zero force trigger on the gun and the extending zoom lance, which make the Ava Easy more comfortable to use. I'll put links to both machines in the description below, and hopefully, if I can persuade them, a discount code for Ava. Prices change constantly, but currently the Ava bundle is a little bit more expensive than the Karcher, but you need to consider the quality of the accessories in the Ava bundle when you're working out which is the best value for money. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, leave a thumbs up. Any questions, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Big Ted's Home and Garden. I'll see you soon.